Hey love bugs, this is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by, hey, welcome. Good to have you. If you have been watching my videos for a while and have supported me, thank you so much. Much love to everybody as well. And if you watch my other videos and think, guide you towards you to watch it, I hope you're able to resonate. Sending uploads of much love, uplifting vibes and blessings towards everybody going through it, getting to it, or just sending love towards y'all's way anyway. If you are able to resonate, give a thumbs up, share. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm hoping you're able to resonate with the content of the video. Y'all, I wasn't able to do videos before, because they said that I'm not able to do videos or whatever, but I was able to send a post, so I was just trying my luck. If this video doesn't come up, I apologize. If it do, hey, I wasn't able to, hit anybody up on their comments that they had left for me before, so I do apologize for that. And hopefully this video will be able to go through. The title of it is called, when you're going through it. You ain't going through it, but you're going through it. We go through a lot of different things that really opens our eyes up, and we just really, a lot of times we question our purpose. At times trying to understand, hey, I've been manifesting, trying to manifest, trying to do my mantras, affirmations, prayers, and trying to show gratitude, attitude of gratitude. And sometimes it's really hard to do that when you're going through a lot of stuff. And, when you're going through it, it just seems like, there's people you have to let go of, and you be trying to understand, especially if it's like, somebody that you really, mess with, mesh with, and, you really click with. And, universe will say, hey, your time is expired with different people. And it'll be just like, dang, these are people that I love. And then it'll be just different times. There's sometimes, it's just the energetic connection. It has to be severed, whether it's just something that y'all learned your life lessons through the connections that you're going through. Or, there'll be certain people you probably heard before, God will set up here and disconnect you from different people. Because you didn't know the moves they were making, what they were speaking on, and what they were trying behind your back. And you have to be able to understand, even when it's hard to understand. We're just trying to, we ain't of this world, but we in it. So, just being able to move on, because it was really trying, because it's like, I really love doing my videos, like I've said before. I met a lot of y'all, through my channel, and it'll be just those different things where you can really just click with somebody's like, dang, people understand me. There'll be different people that needed to hear your story because of the different things that you have gone through in life, and you just really trying to, just like, shoot, I'm just trying to push through. And, a lot of times it's hard being patient. It's hard to be, faithful, and it's hard to, basically, it can feel hard to even be consistent when there's so many different things that's going around you, and you're just really trying to understand, but then there'll be different times we have to be able to step back and see, the lessons throughout all we go through. It'll be those type of people that you could be that one who's always constantly, pushing out good towards the world. You're always that person that has a kind heart. And a lot of times when we're dealing with that throughout our purpose, a lot of times when you have you're heavy in your empathy, and with you being just what is it, a karmic, generational breaker, whistleblower, or you're just living in your purpose, just being able to drop gems of knowledge towards everybody. It's just like, look, you're going through these different things, and a lot of times you're wanting to give up. There'll be different things that's taking place into your life. You really don't understand, what's taking place. And a lot of times, at that moment, it's not meant for us to be able to understand. And those are the different things that we have to be able to just not question God. And a lot of times we do, and we trying to understand, hey, they're always talking about, when you push out something good, it comes back. And a lot of times it doesn't. It's just like, okay, so what's the point? You pushing out good, and you always get fed with the BS. Or you get stabbed in the back constantly by different people. It can be people you supported, people that you loved and adored. You were there for the dark times, and then it goes through that time, especially when you go through spiritual awakening. Those, you're going towards ultimate alignment and enlightenment. and you're looking at different things and just saying, okay, I learned lessons. This situation or this person has really taught me a lot, whether it was through love, through encouragement, through neglect, through, disappointment and all those things. And, we had to be in our vibe to where we say we have to not be resentful on having a kind heart. And a lot of times I have to really remind myself of that, because it was just like, it would be at that point where I'm just like, never regret on having a kind heart. You just don't know that you may have been that person that was sent into their life, even when it's bad. It's a blessing towards that, whether you see it or not. And a lot of times it's hard to be able to see it, especially if it's a negative situation or a negative outcome, in many stages, and you're really trying to understand, why do I allow myself to get close? Because it's like, especially with my situation, if you've been with me for a while, I cover a lot of different things, different insight on a lot of situations that many people can really resonate with. It's like, with my situation, it's very hard for me to connect with people, keep close. Trust issues is like, very, very high. And, a lot of times I have to be able to step out on faith. It's like, everybody that you meet, has a story to tell. Everybody you meet is going to teach you a lesson, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad, high, low, whatever, light, dark. It'll be all those different things. And it's just like you're going through it. It just seems like the more you're healing, the more intense it gets. And you have to be able to remind yourself, new levels, different devils. And it's just like, how are you telling me I'm leveling up when I'm going through so much? It's just like, in my situation, I said, I don't see my grandchildren, I don't see my children. I had to be able to let go of that. That'll be the hardest thing, especially, it's just like, you already know the devil's busy. He will use the things that matters most to you and very close, that you hold dear, and use that against you. And when I say, the devil really played with me on that one, but a lot of times, I even look at God like, why did you allow this to happen? I'll do anything for my children or whatever. And there's a lot of times, even through those harsh situations, you're learning so many lessons. And it's just like they always say, you can lose a lot, and a lot of losses is not a loss to you. It's a total gain. There's different people that betrayed you, and it's just like you had to be able to be that person that keep reminding you, even when it hurt deep. They lost you, you didn't lose them. Or you could be even that type of person when you get to yourself and you're going through so much, and you ask God, hey, start, please remove anybody that's in my life that doesn't wish me good, holds harm towards my life, speaking ill will towards me, doesn't want to see me prosper, or gets intimidated by my peace and my strength. And all of a sudden you start seeing everybody dropping out your life like flies. And I had to be able to be that way. Even when you're talking to somebody, all of a sudden when things have shifted, whether if it expired or this person could be intimidated by you. And those are the different things where, I had to deal with a lot. And it's not saying that in a condescending, arrogant kind of way or a God complex. And it has, I'm not saying that that's the type of person I am. And it'll be just with my situation on what it is and the people that are attached to it. It became a trigger for a lot of people. And it was just like different things where people thought I was acting better than them. I'll say, hey, I put my pants on one leg at a time. I'm very humble. But it would be just a point of who I'm related to. And they found out who I was related to because my dad had passed. He's a very, public, he's up there in one of those celebrity status. And when people found out about that, there was a lot of people that, were, in my life that really, like, oh my God, I commend you, going through different things. I don't know how you were able to make it. And it'll be just different times. We never know when we can hear somebody else's story on those different situations. You'll be looking like, how were you able to make it? You don't even look like what you went through. And a lot of times, the situations that we really go through, like I said, we're going through it, it can really take a toll on you. It has with me. It took a toll on me physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, everything, on every aspect of my life. It took a toll on me. It made me gain weight when my father passed away. His anniversary is getting ready to come around on April 21st. So it was just like a lot of different things. It's hard to always lose a parent. But it's harder to lose a parent you never had a chance to meet, or losing a parent or any loved one that really meant a lot to you, and they're in the public eye. So it's still hard for me, and as well as, just trying to heal off of that process. And it's hard because it's like he's everywhere, but it's just the blessings that I have to see even through that pain. I'm not going through it by myself, because I know a lot of people always talk about he's so missed, and I miss him so much. He made so much beautiful music, and which he does, and that's the thing that keeps me going a lot, but it's just like around this time of year I really dread it, because I'm not just feeling my pain, I'm feeling everybody else's in there, and it's just like the more you heal, the more you get very tapped into other people's stuff, whether it's good or bad, and you can see the intentions through that. And a lot of times, people will hurt you, and it may feel like, okay, we got to that person, because it could have really, traumatized you in a way, and not realizing these are the different things that's going to awaken something in you didn't know, and it can, help you on your life path. Life purpose. So you're going through all those different things in life where, when I look at mine, it's just like there'll be some days I don't even know how I made it through. Or if I really look back at the aspect of my life and I had to be on that part of, well, I can't keep constantly dwelling over what didn't happen, what did happen, or, who was behind it, or what these people did or continue to keep doing. And I had to be able to get out of that mix. And it's just like, I'll tell anybody, keep it real, it's not easy to do that, especially if you dealt with some trauma, that it's hard to separate yourself from that pain that you have. And I have to keep constantly reminding myself, when you're sick and tired of your own mess, you getting on your own nerves. It's like, I don't want to be mad, but I'm mad, because I feel like somebody getting away with something. And those are the different things where you don't know this trauma can be able to create something for you to be able to not just help yourself, but help, other people, anybody you come in contact with, and it leads you towards a beautiful purpose. It's just like different people that went through DV or SA or, child SA and stuff like that, and not knowing these are the different things that it can really hit your life, like ran into a brick wall. And all of a sudden you want to be an advocate for people, or you want to be able to express the different things that you've gone through in your life, because there's so many people that are going through different things that's taking place into their life, and they don't know how they're going to be able to make it through this. Am I going to be able to forgive myself or forgive others for putting me in a situation like this? Or how can somebody, do this to me that cared about me? Or how could this happen to me? And, I feel like I'm not getting any retribution or justice for it. And you don't know how just that traumatic aspect of your life can really open doors for you to be able to go through that, situation of acceptance. And a lot of times it's hard for you to be able to accept the different things that goes on in your life. And you have to remind yourself, you are not, it's not your fault if somebody puts you in a painful situation of trauma, but it is your responsibility to heal from those different things that's been placed on your life too. And I work through that every day. Going through those different things and really have to face things, no matter how dark it is. It'll be just the different times you try so hard and make it feel like, change is not taking place. But it's just about, we get very uncomfortable, and going through a rebirth and an awakening. Because I've been in conversations where people ask me, Roz, how many, spiritual awakenings I'm going to go through. I'm like, shh, but you asking the wrong person. It'll be those different things. You'll keep going through those loops when, until you learn the lessons from those different things, or if you had to forgive somebody, or you had to be able to accept those things, or being able to allow yourself to, work on changing the perspective on the outlook. And a lot of times it's hard to do that when, especially if you're in that situation where you are a general curse breaker. There'll be different things you have to understand in your family line. There's a lot of things going to make them uncomfortable. Your light, disturbs a lot of people's demons. How you carry yourself can really intimidate people. There'll be just different people like, there's something about him, or there's something about her. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like it. And there'll be a lot of times just within that person, it can be something very good that you have and they don't. Or they have it, but they just haven't tapped into that, because it's just like, your journey of you healing is always going to bring the worst out of people, but there's also going to be a lot of things that's going to bring out the best in people too, because you just really don't know when you're going through something that's so traumatic and you're allowing people to know, hey, this is my story, this is what I went through, this is what I had to overcome, this is what I had to accept, this is what I had to forgive. Because a lot of us are going through different things with even ourselves. We all have self-guilt on or shame of, why did I do that? There's different times I've been going through that, and it would be just, you know more now than you did then. It may be something that you did terribly wrong to somebody, as well as, vice versa. Something could have been terribly wrong done to you. And those have been the different things where, it awakened me to something. It's something that's just not right. But a lot of times it's sad that our trauma can lead us towards a rabbit hole of all kind of toxicity, to where we can be very self-destructive. I've been there. Be very self-destructive. I hurt the people that could have been around me. I hurt the people that love me. I took granted for people that was there for me when, through times when they shouldn't have been. But also when it came vice versa, there'll be different times, hey, somebody hurt me, or, they didn't want to be responsible for that, or they wanted to blame me for the, their shortcomings of what they did to me that had nothing to do with me. Because a lot of times we have to be able to understand, even when people project, we have to mind ourselves on a daily, especially when you're going through different stuff like that. We should not take it personal. And a lot of times it's like, how the hell are you going to be able to tell somebody not to take it personal if somebody's done something to you? And you have to be at that point where this shows more about them and less about you. Even when it hurts, this situation has taught me a lesson. It really put me through a lot of different things. There'll be different times you don't want to get up in the morning. There'll be different times where the pain is so great you don't even want to be here no more. You'll be trying to sit up here, you get angry because you're really trying to put an understanding on things. And a lot of times that answer, well, all the time, it comes from within ourselves. It comes from source. That we have to be able to listen to. And a lot of times it's like, our higher selves try to give us corrective criticism, but a lot of times it's hard to be able to listen to it. Like, hey, you gotta forgive, you gotta be compassionate towards people that don't need the compassion. And it'll be those different things where even when I've heard that, it's like, have compassion for people that hurt you, and I'm just like, wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, come again. Let me hear what you gotta say, come again. And it'll be just those different things that this shows, they expose their character, not yours, or this exposed something in your character that had nothing to do with other people when we have lashed out. There'll be different times, hey, I can say I was very toxic. I've been there where I had, narcissistic traits. But when I allowed myself to be very aware of those different things, I had to be able to work on it every day. There'll be days that I snap. There'll be days that I'll be cussing somebody the heck out. Or there'll be days that, I'll point the finger at different people. But then through my journey, and I still do that, I'm finding that the finishing touches is not no more a work in progress. And there's a lot of us that are like that right now. You're on that vibe of where you've been on this journey for a long time, and it can be hitting you financially, it can be hitting you emotionally, mentally, psychologically, or heck, all of them all at one time. It's like with me, I'm going through all of it at one time. Just like I said, I love doing my videos and different things that I was very passionate about, because it's like with my situation, if you've been with me for a while, I've been through a lot of different things in my life, and not realizing, just for me to be unapologetic about it, I'm like, hey, I went through this, this is the reason why, and these are the different things I had to overcome, and these are the different things I had to really see them for what they were. And for me to be able to do that, even through traumatic circumstances, we have to be able to see some kind of positivity out of that. And it's like when you're right smack dead in it too, you have to be, universe and God is giving you that chance to be able to be, the calmness and the stillness through chaotic situations around you, karmic situations that are around you. Like I said before, if you are a whistleblower, you're a truth teller, or you're a generational curse, breaker, nothing's gonna come easy for you. There'll be different people in our family, bloodline is like, no, we don't want change. A lot of people don't like change. Shoot, I can say I don't either. Because it makes you very uncomfortable. But it's supposed to. It's like, how am I gonna be able to learn anything if I didn't have to learn from a harsh aspect of my life, hard circumstances. You know, you learn from the good things as well as the bad things, and it's just like, if we want to embrace the good things, we have to be fortunate about the bad ones as well. And a lot of times it's hard to really do that. So it's just like going through all these different things into your life where it's like changes are really putting you through it. You know, you may be trying to understand how you're going to make it through the day, or how am I going to be able to pay this bill, or how am I going, where's the, you know, where am I going to be able to put food on my table? You know, all those different things. Or, you know, I don't have anybody I can, you know, just be able to go to and, you know, really reflect. Or these are the different things where now you may be in, you know, hermit mode. You're really having to be able to pull yourself back. You don't feel like talking to a lot of people. You be I always say incognito. I'm saying it so long as incognito. You know, I had to be able to say it like that, but I said you say incognito. Just, you know, hey, I just got to be able to be that. You know, I had to really pull myself back and really, you know, learn myself. And learning yourself a lot of times can be very tricky. And being able to do that, you're trying to understand what makes you tick. You know, God's putting you through different things where He knows where your weaknesses are, especially if you're dealing with narcissistic people, as well as, you know, a lot of us, I think we all have like narcissistic traits at times, you know, but sometimes it's a healthy one when you're about yourself, when you start choosing yourself first. I feel that way, because, you know, a lot of people say that's, you know, matter of fact, let me scratch that. I don't feel like that's negative. That's all about self-love, because a lot of times if you're thinking about only you and you only in a selfish aspect, or, you know, narcissistic selfish, you know, aspect, then that's different. But when you're on that path where you have always put your happiness on the back burner to make other people happy, or you even allowed yourself to let go of the self-respect and do different things that you know good and well, you shouldn't be able to have to go through that. You shouldn't do that. It's like you deserve better. You need to do better. But it's just the fact is, whatever you're looking for in life that we want bad, we have to be able to create that within ourselves. And a lot of times it's hard to do that. But you learn through those trials and tribulations. You know, you're going through a lot of dark night of the soul right now. There may be a lot of different wounds that's coming up from your childhood that you really do not want to deal with. And it'll be those different things that's taking place into your life where it's like it's time for you to really face that and allow that to be your fuel to be able to heal. Allow that to be your fuel to be able to, you know, overcome that. Even when you're in very, very bad situations, there may be people right now that are homeless. You're in a situation where, you know, your whole family done turned against you. Different people, like, you know, like I said earlier, may have, you know, turned their back on you, and, you know, you were the support for them, but they weren't doing that back to you. But it's just making room for more. It had to be at that point where, you know, there may be somebody that's trying to put you in an isolation where it feels like you're a problem. Or anytime when a lot of people try to figure out you're the problem, it could be, yeah, you are the problem, but you can be that person like, you know, I'm healing, I'm growing, I'm seeing things from a different perspective. And a lot of times that can be triggering for other people, because so many people have this old aspect of you in their head, your old ways in your head. But it's just like, if you want to be there, stay in that vibe, but don't bring that towards me, you know, because what I used to do back in the day, and what, you know, I'm not even the same person I was yesterday, even 5 minutes ago. And you're telling yourself this. There are some people that want to be stuck on that old version of you, and I'm like, let them stay stuck. You know, if that's where they want to be at, allow them to be there, and wish them, you know, all well, but keep on moving. You know, allowing yourself to give up, even when it's hard, to be able to stay on that when things are just not looking right for you. There's a lot of times devil's putting up illusions for us. He really is. He'll make you feel like you will never be able to get out these circumstances. You know, you don't have anybody that cares about you. You know, all these different things. He wants to be able to feed us that. And so right now we're going through a lot of treacherous things to be able to see what's taking place. But I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. Like I said, I'm hoping this will be able to be posted. But I just tried my luck just to be able to do that. So much love to you, and peace.